Shagatom Amor Bontora. Welcome to this tour video. I thought people might be interested in seeing where I'm actually staying, as in the apartment that I'm in. What does that look like while I'm in Kolkata? So this apartment is in the Ballygunge area of Kolkata, which is quite a nice area. This apartment itself and the block was built in, I think, the 70s, maybe late 70s or the 80s, when there was really nothing going on in this area. So that was years and years ago, and since then this area has really become like a nice area. It's very much built up now compared to what it was back then. It wasn't bought for investment reasons, but had it been, it would have been a great investment. So the area itself is nice, and maybe I'll maybe show a wee bit of that. But just for this video, let's start off in the kind of main living area of the apartment. So this hasn't been like, I haven't like cleaned up and stuff. This is literally just the way it is, how I'm living in it. So the front door is here, and then there's just like the internet and all that kind of stuff. Always take your shoes off if you're not from India, and you're also not from Europe, because this is popular in Europe. It's quite common in a lot of places to just take your shoes off at the door. That's also what we do in our apartment in London. And then we've got just a bit of a living area. Now all this furniture that you see has been around for years and years. Like, I'll show you the bed later on. It's something like 91 years old, or it was purchased 91 years ago and then passed on. And as you'll see, it's all dark wood. So anything that you would need to replace on the sofa to kind of make it new, it would just be like the covers and the cushions. The wood itself is like proper, like heavy, really high quality wood that, as far as I know, you don't really get these days. Also, you'll see here in this kind of, it's like, this is the living area, and then you've got kind of a dining area here with the fridge in it, and then a bit of a cabinet here. Now this will all be replaced next year. This flat was a bit of a work in progress, so this apartment, I should say, they use that word here more. It was bought, as I said, in like the 80s, and then it lay empty for literally like 30 years. And then about 7 or 8 years ago, it started to be done up bit by bit. And then in 2019, the bathrooms went in, the kitchen got sorted a wee bit, a few different bits and pieces here and there were purchased. But then in 2020, COVID happened. So for 2 years, no one was in this flat. So very recently, all the kind of finishing touches were put on, got a microwave, got a fridge, and all that kind of stuff. And next year, the plan is to get rid of this table and chairs. I mean, to be honest, it's decent, but they want rid of it. And also, the people who used to repair this kind of chair, they just no longer exist. Like, they've moved on to different trades and stuff. So there's no, like back in the day, you would have just brought this to someone and left it in and be like, here, repair this, and they would have done it. That's the way things work in India. It's like, if you need anything repaired, there's so many people that are skilled in so many different trades and things that they can just fix anything. But apparently not anymore. Like, something as old school as this doesn't really get fixed. So next year this will be replaced with new table and chairs. We've got a nice LG fridge freezer here in the living area, and you've got windows on both sides, basically all around the flat apart from in the kitchen. So let's walk into the kitchen. Like I said, this has not been cleaned up for the video, so this morning's tea bags are on show. But yeah, it's like fairly basic kitchen, sink, got a nice Samsung microwave here, which was just purchased I think last week. We keep our water bottles here, so for anyone who isn't aware of this, like as a foreigner, you wouldn't drink the tap water here. Like the same way you wouldn't if you went to Spain on holiday, you would always buy mineral water. So we keep the water bottles in the kitchen, and then we just chuck them in the fridge. Let's get a fridge tour on the go, why not, guys? And yeah, we just chuck them in there to be chilled. We've also brought this from London. This is a gift. It was from one of the Christmas markets down by the Thames on the South Bank. Caramelized onion and, oh, how do you say that word? Roja? Cheddar. Anyway, it tastes great. It's really, really nice. That's the kitchen and living area and dining area. Then let's move through to the bathroom. So this, I think, was done up in 2019. Maybe, was it 2019? But yeah, we've got quite a large shower and one of those kind of rainfall waterhead things. It's very nice. And then we've got like a water heater here. So you just flick a switch on the outside here, 15 minutes before you want to shower, and then that like heats the water in there, comes out there, and I'm pretty sure you'll all know how a shower works by now. We've got a window in the bathroom and it's quite bright. So you've got some like fixtures and fittings quite up high, as you'll see over there. There's a socket in pretty much every room, and I believe therefore either additional lights, so you can see above this window you've got a fluorescent light. They love their fluorescent lights here. They can't get enough of them. So either for fluorescent lights or for air conditioners or air, what's the other word? Air cooler, I think is the other thing you can get. So then we've got the two bedrooms here. Here's one of the bedrooms, and that bed, I believe, is 91 years old or something like that. It was a wedding present years and years ago, and it's got the kind of the posts and then the thing over it if you wanted to put like a mosquito net down it. There's not really that many mosquitoes here, to be honest. I have one bite which I will show you, and I'll not show too much of my feet because there's some creepy people out there. So let me just slowly but surely make my way down. So that's my first mosquito bite in India. I made the comment after I realized I had one that, oh, I hope I don't get malaria, but apparently there's something else that you get here. I want to say it sounds like dumpweed. It's definitely not dumpweed, but there's something like that that's apparently like worse than malaria or quite bad that that I'm also at risk of. So hopefully I don't get that. I'm sure you'll find out if I do. So this is the bedroom. We've got a very, very old school cabinet here. Again, dark wood everywhere in India. You don't really see much light wood furniture the way like in the UK we would get a lot of that kind of light wood bedside tables and cabinets, and you might get a white bookshelf, that kind of thing. Don't really get that here. So on to the bedroom that I'm actually staying in. Here it is. It's quite roomy, quite airy. And in case you don't know, in India it's common to, you get up, you make your bed in the morning, whatever way that you do it. You might want to take your top blanket and stuff off, fold it up, store it somewhere else during the day, and then you'll have this cover for your bed. So if any dust happened to come in during the day, you wouldn't basically be sleeping on that because you remove this before you go to sleep. So that's what they are over the top. I prefer to cover my pillow, so I put it on top. It's got a fan, it's got windows on both corners, which makes it very bright, which is great. We've got this cabinet which has a built-in safe, and it's really nice. That was purchased last week, and it's great in India if you do anything like buy a cabinet or you need like your gas canister changed or whatever it is. As part of the normal service here in India, people will do things like bring it to your house and install it as part of the service, whereas in the UK you would have to pay extra to get that. It's normally like extortionate fees if you want someone to actually come into your house and like fit something in. That means you need to check like an extra 20% on it, no matter what it is, pretty much. So yeah, this was recently installed. This room also has an ensuite, which has, well, toilet, sink, and a shower. Now this shower hasn't had the hot water thing fitted yet because, as I said, this is a bit of a work in progress. So this hasn't been used. next year, when the other work is being done to the flat, they're going to fit the water heater here somewhere, and then this ensuite will also have a running shower. And the bathroom also has a window, which you can see here. And apart from that, it's just a normal ensuite bathroom. Now, if we walk through, we've got some old furniture again. This is like, basically everything here is repurposed. It's been like the people who own this property, which are my fiancés, I don't mean to describe them that way, but I try not to be too descriptive sometimes, but the people who own the property like grew up with some of this furniture when they were children, before they moved to the UK. Some of this furniture was in their house, so like it's solid wood, high quality, no like termites or anything, like proper high quality wood that you don't get anymore. Why would you ever throw it out? So they just like basically move it between the houses that they purchase and the apartments and that kind of thing, which is great because there's no point in wasting. It's also got a balcony which we will move out to. So here are the views from the balcony. Quite a lot of greenery, which is quite nice. You can sit out here, a wee glass of wine or whatever. It's nice and warm today, 29 or 30 degrees. Oh, you can see a really tall building up there. But yeah, it's really nice to just kind of chill out here. Now, I haven't done much chilling, to be honest. I haven't spent much time in this apartment. You basically wake up and then you go, and then you come back at night, you get a shower and you jump into bed, and as soon as my head hits the pillow here, I fall asleep because I'm so busy during the day, which means I should probably move here because it takes me forever to get to sleep in the UK. That's unrelated to this flat, so I'll shut up about that. This is the balcony area. Now, next year, the plan is, along with like fitting the bathroom with the heater and getting a new table and chairs and all these other bits and pieces, it's quite common here for this to all, if you can afford it, be covered in glass. So what they do is they basically like extend this out to like here or something. It's a bit like an aquarium or something. They make like a big glass box, and what that means is that here on the balcony you're no longer exposed. You wouldn't get any dust coming in from the balcony, so this would become essentially an indoor space with sliding windows here. So what, as I said, like what they do is they build out. So I don't know how like legal that is or whatever, but I don't really see the council here doing too much to prevent that kind of thing from happening. But you build out so you gain a bit of space, and then in this extra section that you gain, you then have these kind of clothing lines across it. So in the floating box you'll have these clothes lines, and you can just hang your clothes, so they'll be hanging out there. You'll have the full use of the space that like you always had, but your clothes won't be in the way, and they'll get the sunlight coming in, heating like your clothes and getting them dry, and they would just like drip onto the glass or whatever. So it's quite good. You gain some space and you don't get the dust in, so it's pretty great. If you can afford to do that, why not? So that's a pretty big job for next year. And here's what the window looks from the outside. Very glamorous, pretty typical of a Kolkata flat. So there you have it. That's the flat tour. I hope that may have answered any questions you would have about where I'm staying. As I said, it's in the Ballygunge area and it's very nice. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the content, please like it. Only subscribe if you want to watch more. There's no point in clicking subscribe if you don't want to watch any more. So don't subscribe unless you want to. But thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.